Welcome back to Nielsen Guitars. It has been a while. I think I've actually used up all my kind of stock of videos as I've been releasing them week by week. So yeah, well, I think we're back where I need to build up a stash of videos. I've been a bit busy recently, so I didn't really get a chance to do things with guitars on the weekend. So yeah, we've been busy the last few weekends, so I haven't been able to create any videos. However, I was going to do a quick update on this is an Encore Strat update. So you remember the black Strat? Let me put up a picture there for you. Here it is. Here it is. So this is its current state, stripped off. So I got my trusty, I bought a trusty, what was it? Inexpensive heat gun with 2 heat settings, set about melting the. I'll tell you what. I started off. First of all, I started off using. As I tried to be nice to the environment, I bought a paint varnish lacquer stripper that supposedly no solvents, no sort of bad stuff, no fumes, which made sense. I liked the idea of it, but it turned out it didn't really work. I just wiped it on, left it on for a bit, and it didn't really do much. So I ended up using a heat gun. So there's a picture of the heat gun. There is a picture of there's a picture of the the thinner, the stripper, and then yes, the big pile of. What I didn't realise were going to be razor sharp shards of lacquer or coating. Didn't realise how sharp they were going to be. I managed to cut myself a couple of times, and I set about doing it on probably the windiest afternoon I could have been outside. So I was chasing little shards of crispy lacquer around the around the garden, trying to avoid having them blowing around. But anyway, we got to this. So you can see I've got a few burns in places. That's fine. I mean, there was always the intention was to do it a solid colour, so I wasn't too fussed about that. It's a good chance for me to work out, when am I going too hard. I had it on the higher heat setting, but I think it did work on the lower heat setting, so I could have, done it either way. So I actually filled in all the holes. I filled in all the holes on the front of the guitar because the pick guard broke. So I'm not sure whether the replacement pick guard I get is going to be. Is going to fit in the holes exactly. So I think looking at my Squire Strat, if I can find a pick guard for that, I think they match up pretty well. So what I might do is take the pick guard off my Squire Strat, try it out, make sure it works, then I can just buy any old Squire pick guard. But the holes are all filled, so I filled in all holes, and I've done a first pass at filling and sanding. So I think there's a few little divots that I need to go back through again. But yeah, I mean, it's looking quite good. It's pretty smooth. The back has been filled but not sanded, so it's very rough. There's big chunks of the chunk fell off there. So that's the sort of thing that we're dealing with on the back, and the size where I've gone over it again. But that's progressing. I'm really, really pleased with the neck as well. So the neck, I took 80 grit sandpaper to it, to the the wood on the neck. Got all the lacquer off. And it's come up looking quite nice. There are a few places where it's dark. Actually, I think I've got photos. I'll make sure there's photos. There is this sort of streaking where the lacquer had cracked on the original neck, and it's got a bit dark on the wood. So I think I just need to go down a bit further on that. I have taken the frets, the fretboard, and given it a sand with a radius block. And I mean, this thing is every time I walk past it, I'm like, oh, I must just run my fingers down it because it's so smooth and beautiful now, like compared to how it was, where it was all grungy around the frets. Some of the dots had, I think it must have been nail varnish on them, red nail varnish to mark some of the fret markers. Yes, it's looking really nice. And so, yeah, just need to kind of finish up the sanding, but it's a bit rough at the moment. So it just needs a bit more, and I think I just need to, because I'd like to finish this natural or slightly tinted natural, maybe a yellowy natural. So I'd like to get these streaks out. And then there is the issue of the just up this side of the fret, but there's still a bit of glue in the frets and the nut slot, and I need to. Blimey, it's raining hard outside. I was hoping to get outside today and sand this because I don't really want to sand inside, but apparently the weather is conspiring against me. I don't know whether you can hear the rain, but it is tipping down. Yes, so. There are a few divots out of the this side of the nut slot. So the tuner side of the nut slot. I've got a rosewood. What is it? Saddle blank. Just a big block of rosewood. And I was going to try and see whether I could cut something out of that, chip something off it and then put it in here to try and repair it. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't, because the slot is still present enough in most places, especially when I get all this glue out. The nut slot is still deep enough that it won't. It's not like it's going to fall out this side or something. But yeah, it'd be nice to try and repair that issue. So I'll show you a picture of that. But yeah, there we go. So we have one kind of clean looking neck, which is looking good. So that's where we are with the Encore Strat. Not done anything with the base. The base, I'm gonna try and just have 2 projects on the go at once. So yeah, this one really is just an update on that. There's not a lot to. I mean, yeah, if you can imagine me filling and sanding, then you've seen basically everything I've done on this. I might do a video of me stripping the base when it comes to stripping the base. That might be vaguely interesting to watch, sort of sped up. But yeah, so there we are. That's that. So I'll leave the Encore Strat there. If I get a chance, I will go outside and I will try and sand it. And then I think more filling, more sanding. It's going to be an iterative process to try and get that sorted. But yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with the finishing, because after the disaster of the lacquer spray onto the blushing on the SG, I'm not really keen on doing any spraying outside while the weather is bad, especially as it's getting colder now. So it's in November now, so yeah, it's going to be getting only colder outside. So unless I can find somewhere that I can spray, I may have to rethink the order of things, and maybe I'll end up with maybe I can find someone with a garage. Anyway, there we are. So yeah, I need to clean the fret slots out because they've still got a little bit of dust in them. Make sure they're deep enough. Refret, I won't do that right until the end because yeah, there's not much point. I might as well if I've got the frets off. As I've removed the finish from the neck is now pretty wobbly, so we're probably going to want some sort of shim in there. I mean, I'll hope for a bit of build up of finish, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough to account for that. So yeah, where I've taken quite a lot of material off the neck. So we might just need to fatten up the slot, the neck pocket a little bit, but that's okay. We can do all that. Yeah, so there we go. So one Encore Strat. Yeah, so I'll catch you soon.